Today I'm going to be talking about the roles and responsibilities of the three defenders in a three at the back formation. Specifically, I'm going to be taking a look at a 3-4-3 formation, but these roles and responsibilities will apply to any formation that uses three defenders at the back. The first responsibility is that the stoppers are supposed to establish the defensive line. From that defensive line, the sweeper then will drop off about 5 yards. This defensive line helps provide a point of reference for the rest of the team, especially the midfielders, from where they should press. Another responsibility of the back three is to shift with the ball from side to side and back and forth. As the ball shifts from one side to the other, the whole team, but along with the back three, should be shifting from side to side to help deny space on the ball side. Now we're going to get into the specific responsibilities of the stopper defenders. The stopper defenders are the two outside defenders of the three. I will refer to the central defender as a sweeper. To start with, we're going to talk about the on-ball responsibilities of the stoppers. By on-ball responsibilities, I mean anytime they should be the ones having access to the player with the ball. The first responsibility of the stopper is to deny the space in front of them. This is their main responsibility. The reason that they will do this is to help the midfielders when pressing. If, for example, we start to press and our forwards and midfielders step up to try and deny passing lanes, a pass may get in between them into a midfielder in front of the stopper. The stopper's responsibility is to then come close down the attacker with the ball. One thing to keep in mind is that the stopper should not be marking this man before the pass arrives. He should be coming out to approach the attacker as the pass is arriving. So as the ball is moving towards the attacker, then he is allowed to move into this space. We do not want the defender to have the ball and the stopper to step out to mark, leaving a big gap in behind him. So as this ball is passed out, he will come and close down the attacker. This will allow for our midfielders to drop in and deny space along with the wingbacks, or to help press and try to win the ball back. The biggest concern is that this stopper does not allow the man to turn with the ball. If he allows him to turn, then we are out of position. The second responsibility of the stopper defender on the ball is when a pass is played in behind our wingback down the sideline. He is the one responsible for covering the space and stepping out to shut it down. This is because our wingback will be pressing aggressively, trying to deny space. So if our wingback is stepping inside to deny one attack, or is trying to get in front of a mark to deny the pass, then any pass over the top of him in behind down the sideline is the stopper on this side's responsibility. Now I'm going to be talking about the off-the-ball responsibilities of the two stopper defenders. The first off-the-ball responsibility of a stopper defender would be to mark any attackers on the defensive line. So if there is an attacker here in front of him, he should be marking this man and not allowing any pass into him. He will not follow if this person will drop into the midfield. He will allow the midfielders to either handle it or wait for the pass to come in like shown before, and then will come out to deny. As I said before, if he steps out of his defensive line before the pass is made, he's leaving too big of a space in behind. So for another example, if we have a forward over here, this stopper can come off of his space to mark this player to not allow an open pass over the top of our midfield. The next off-the-ball responsibility of a stopper would be to cover the space in behind the wingback if our wingback has stepped out on a mark with the ball. So if this pass is played in here to the red number 11 and our wingback steps out to cover, the space in behind the wingback is now the stopper's duty to cover. We will shift over as normal, of course, and if the winger beats our wingback down the line, we are now here to cover. So instead of just shifting across normally, we want to make sure that space down the wing is covered in case our wingback is beaten. The final responsibility of our stopper would be to fill in for our sweeper if our sweeper is stepping out of position. This is a normal rotation that happens in any formation, 4 at the back or 3 at the back. If a big ball is played over the top and our sweeper is chasing it down, it is the stopper's responsibility then to fill back into the middle. If it is a comfortable situation, the stopper can check out wide for a passing option, but if we are under pressure and lots of opponents are attacking the ball, then it is the stopper's responsibility to make sure the middle is covered as the other stopper shifts over to help as well. Now I will talk about the responsibilities of the sweeper on the ball. Looking at the black rectangle, we see the space that the sweeper is responsible for covering. Any ball played over the defensive line in between our two stoppers is the responsibility of the sweeper. One good point of reference for the sweeper is that he should not regularly be going outside the width of the 18. If he's going outside the width of the 18, that means our stoppers are not helping cover down the sidelines and our wingbacks are being played out. If this were to happen, the sweeper should be helping out, but should recognize that the stopper needs to be more careful. So if a ball does get played down the sideline, but one of our stoppers was already stepped out to mark a man, then the sweeper should try and help and come recover, and the opposite stopper should come fill into the middle. Now, for off-the-ball responsibilities of the sweeper. As we said before, the sweeper should be about 5 yards off the defensive line that is established by the stoppers. This is to help him cover any space in behind. Another off-the-ball responsibility of the sweeper is that he should never have a man to mark. Any men that need to be marked should be marked by either the stoppers, a midfielder, or a wingback. The sweeper's main job is to cover passes in behind, not worry about individual players. If a ball does get played in front of the sweeper and neither of the stoppers or midfielders can access, the sweeper is free to come out and help shut it down. However, similar to the stoppers, we do not want him to be tight man marking any single player. If the red number 9 is found in a lot of space in between our two stoppers, the sweeper can step up to help and dissuade the defense from playing the pass. However, we do not want him to come up and tightly man mark the red number 9. We always want the sweeper to have a little bit of space to maintain his advantage for any ball played over the top. If he sees this pass is being made into the number 9, then he may step to try and deny a turn from the red number 9 and slow down and wait for help. If the sweeper is stepping out, the stoppers both need to tuck in tight in the middle and make sure there is no gap that could be run into from the opposition offense. The final off-the-ball responsibility of the sweeper is to cover for any stepped out stoppers. So if a pass is played in here and our stopper comes out to deny like we have told him to, then the sweeper needs to come and shade in behind, similar to how the stopper shades in behind a wingback who has stepped out. If the sweeper were to stay in the middle, this now provides a lot of space for the red number 9 to run into. If we get our sweeper to now cover all of the space, the opposite stopper now needs to drop in and help, and the opposite wingback should follow suit. So now here we see the responsibilities of the back three. The sweeper space to cover is the black rectangle, with the white rectangles being the covering spaces for the outside defenders or stoppers. To recap, the stoppers should be able to step out into midfield and help close down any dangerous passes, as well as cover in behind wingbacks. You can see on the outside, the stopper is covering the space behind the wingback, in between the wingback and the stopper. With these spaces covered by the back three, this now allows our midfield and forwards to be a lot more aggressive in their press and cover the top third of the field. The example I showed here was with a 3-4-3 formation. However, this applies just as well to a 3-5-2. You can see here we'll have our forwards pressing, our two more advanced midfielders filling in behind with a covering holding midfielder. This allows our wingbacks to be just as aggressive as before, and our press is still there. Thank you for watching the video, and leave any feedback in the comments.